What is up, Hexicans, Pulsinators, Crypto Aficionados? Update on Pulsechain. And I'm going to end with a clip with Richard Hart and Meet Kevin, where they talk about market cap, why Richard started Pulsechain, and yeah, it's a good clip. So let's hop into a tweet I have here from, I don't know how to say this woman's name. H Vivid Hex is how I always read it, but I know it's like European Havid Hex, maybe the H is silent. I don't know. But she says they're up to something with Pulsechain and links a screenshot of the GitHub. And it shows the last activity for the developers. One thing that's kind of funny is one of the developers, their account is named 3 Commas Capital. What a troll. If you guys don't know, 3 Commas is a crypto hedge fund that got wrecked with the Terra Luna collapse, and I think they are no longer. I think they went bankrupt. But it just goes to show that all of these developers are active. January 3rd, January 3rd, January 3rd. They're all working. It's good to see. And then KDP PLS Power City says 4 Pulsechains active devs in GitLab. Same picture that Havid posted. And she says, looks like it could be January. Now, I think this is a little bit of a reach, guys. The markets are pretty bad, generally speaking. Whether you're talking in traditional finance or in cryptocurrency. But I think sometime in the next 6 months to 3 years, I know that's a massive range, we have the next bull market. Now, Pulsechain could easily launch before the next bull market because typically you'll see the bottom, but that doesn't mean you go straight up, right? You might just go sideways, slowly start to go back up. You're not going to see any massive 70-80% dumps after you've printed that bottom, though. So probably this year, last year, if you had told me at the beginning of the year Pulsechain wouldn't be out in 2022, I would have been surprised. But I think with everything that's happened between Luna, FTX, Celsius, all these platforms that have gone under, I think it's actually good. One second. Sorry, I just had someone walk into my place. I'm back though. So yeah, devs are active. That's good to see. Then this is a developer for Pulsechain right here, Brett. And he says, for those curious, here are all the nodes for Pulsechain. So this is everyone that's running a node. And you can see from South Korea down to Indonesia, to Ghana, South Africa, Saudi Arabia, Europe, South America, North America. 500 nodes, more than 500 nodes right here. And out of all of these, Pulsechain operates less than 3% of those. Very decentralized. That's what you want to see from an SEC perspective. A lot of people have been spreading SEC FUD, but you want to have a decentralized network, and it's good to see Pulsechain's only operating 3 of these, and there's a lot of nodes. And then the documentary about Pulsechain, The Highest of Stakes, that's coming out. We know it's going to be coming out coinciding with the release of Pulsechain to hopefully kind of ignite some virality around Pulsechain. And Richard Hart is tweeting yesterday, does anyone have a hookup at Netflix corporate? Obviously, probably related to the Pulsechain documentary. Why else would Richard really care about corporate Netflix? And now for the clip from the Pulsechain interview. If you guys are still watching, make sure you Will Smith that like button. And thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. Until next time.
Tell me a little bit about the Pulsechain and the why Pulsechain? Why
Sure.
not continue with Hex?
Oh, we still are. What do you mean? They amplify
No,
each other.
I shouldn't say that to imply that
Oh,
you're
sure.
stopping Hex.
No, they
Why
amplify each
to?
other. So my Hexican community was being murdered by fees by Vitalik. And then Vitalik doubled our fees higher than other people's fees and gave other people better deal than us. Why? Because we do actual business logic. We're actually innovative. And so we need to read and write from disk. And so what he did was he increased the cost of reading and writing to disk by, I think, 15 or 20 fold. And so stupid scam things that don't do business logic and don't need to read and write from disk very much, they got a discount on their transactions. And then people that do have to read and write disk that are doing interesting things, us, we got penalized. And so it was bad enough that it became sometimes $40 to send a hex transaction. That's not acceptable. Now I believe it's like 15 or 20, maybe 10. What can I do to save my people? In order to save my people, I need to get these fees down. Okay, how can I get these fees down? You can't. It's a limited resource with a public auction, and there's high demand. Period. So the only way to reduce the price is to increase the supply. So when you go to eat at a McDonald's, if it's full all the time, they'll build another McDonald's. If you go to a gas station, it's full all the time, they'll build another gas station, because that's the only way you can serve more people. And so I needed to increase the capacity of a useful blockchain in order to reduce the Ethereum fees for everybody by taking some of the load off of theirs. By the way, there's a lot of coins that don't function on Ethereum anymore because the fees are too high. They'll have a home on the Pulse chain. And even all of the coins that may not like Pulse, we got your ticker, we got your code, the liquidity is going into a separate pool you don't control, so you can't pull it even if you want to. Some people could, like USDC and USDT could just invalidate all the coins. Their users might sue them for doing that, so they might not do that.
Okay, another question.
Sure.
Are you aware of any institutions that own any hex coin?
I know publicly registered funds that own Hex. I know billionaires that own Hex. I've personally done phone calls with multi-billion-dollar funds that want exposure to Pulse primarily right now. They like Pulse more than Hex for some reason. The last guys I talked to out of Singapore.
What about lending? Is Hex marginable essentially?
No, which is funny because now that means there's no pain in our chart. When you look at the Bitcoin and Ethereum charts, there's a lot of pain of liquidated shorts and a lot of pain of liquidated longs. There's a lot of people that lost a lot of hours of sleep and a lot of fingernails and a lot of relationships by losing money margin trading. And there's none of that in Hex because you'd never be able to long it and short it anywhere. So our chart's the most pain-free chart in the history of crypto. And I think another... Go ahead.
Why does your market cap differ from like CoinMarketCap's market cap for Hex?
Well, market cap... So here's another thing that's a huge scam in cryptocurrency that I'm the only person that'll tell you about. It's a good thing we talk because I'm the only guy that'll tell you these things. Everything drops 85%. Everything except stables. Ethereum dropped 95 gross. Circulating supply is what's supposed to dictate market cap. Right. Everyone includes Satoshi's coins, which have never circulated, never ever moved, ever, in the circulating supply, which is multiplied by the price to get the market cap. So market cap just equals supply minus your feels as to how much you think is actually circulating times last traded price. So in Hex, first of all, is it reasonable that Hex's market cap goes down when people perform the best behavior in the system of locking up their coins and burning them? So that if everyone locked up their coins and there was only one left, you'd have an extremely low market cap, but extremely insanely wealthy users? No, it doesn't make sense. Is it intelligent that Satoshi's coins, which have never moved, count towards market cap? But in Hex, so like Coin Paprika doesn't include 50% of the supply because they figured the OA had it. Even though the OA is